that is what is so important about the body's reaction to things versus your mindset. So many people want this. They want to have an orgasm. They want their partner to touch them. If your body says no, your body is going to remember that sensation. So people are always like astounded that you can actually develop a physical symptom from a past experience like that. But the show really portrays that well.
You're listening to The Pelvic Freak Show
with your hosts, Amanda Neary and Hannah Meyer. Hey, Pelvic Freaks. Welcome back to another episode of The Pelvic Freak Show.
where you're freaks for us and we're freaks for your pelvis, baby.
Wow, it actually feels real good to be in the chair.
We have our favorite bladder irritant in hand. Clink.
Clink.
And it's Diet Coke. You dirty freaks.
You clinked and then
It's
didn't
not
take a
alcohol today.
sip. Today. It's actually crazy that we've never had a drink on the podcast.
No, we haven't. Is that something we should do?
I don't know. I guess there's like podcasts where that's the thing.
No, it
that
is.
they
Maybe
do.
we could let us know, guys.
Let us know if you want us to try all the bladder irritants.
Let's see which bladder irritant we like the best on the pod. Okay. So Amanda has better updates than me. Actually, I don't know. Mine are pretty good. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah, let's hear them.
I got highlights.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
And it's my first time having any blonde in my hair since I was platinum blonde.
It's nice because it's a cool toned blonde.
And I need to get a blue shampoo for it because I heard that's the thing. So that's my exciting update.
Blue or purple?
Blue shampoo for brunettes is the thing.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I've been told by the
Okay.
hair universe. And then the other thing is that I'm wearing burgundy mascara
Today, right now?
right now. You can't tell.
I didn't notice, but if I was closer, maybe I would.
Apparently,
Apparently.
if you have brown eyes,
I'm sorry. What?
the Diet Coke is getting to me.
If you have.
If you have brown eyes, burgundy mascara is supposed to like bring out your eyes.
Okay.
I'm not totally convinced, but they did get me online.
So I have, well, I have
Hazel.
hazel eyes, but I have brown mascara, and I do like it better than black.
Okay, cool. So I don't know. I'm gonna wear it. I'm wearing black and then burgundy on top of it. So maybe I'll just try burgundy next time, and then you let me know what you think.
Yeah, because the
Or if
black
it's good.
might cover the burgundy. For
Yeah,
real.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm trying that. It's all right.
That's fun.
All right. What about you?
You're playing around. Oh my gosh. My updates are I'm going to feel insane for the next 2.5 weeks, I'd say. But then life is going to get better. So I got a new cat. I'm dealing with her GI issues, but she gets along really well with Stevie actually for how little time it's been. And she's the cutest little angel on earth. And she's such a show off and everyone loves her. And I'm
She
obsessed
is
with her.
really cute.
She's
She's
so
really
cute.
tiny baby, little baby.
Tiny baby.
And her name,
Bizou.
if you didn't know.
BB or Zuzu. That's update number 1. Fun update, but also stressful because I have to like take her to an event and do all of that. And then we're moving on Friday. So I just feel like I'm constantly changing her environment and I am ready for her to like be settled in a new place with us. Update 2. I got the keys to my new apartment. So I move on Friday. So I'm just, you know, the pre-move stress of it all and the building furniture of it all. And okay, there's that. And then the clinic is also being constructed. Can you tell?
You got a lot going on.
I don't know what the hell's going on in my brain. The clinic,
You're gonna stress them out.
we just had a new employee start and I was like onboarding her not last minute. I did all her stuff, but like I had like day of tests to do before this appointment that I had. And then it was a whole thing. So figuring out her training schedule. And then there's always an issue with our email system. Like every single time, no matter how many times I reset the password, it takes like 3 attempts. Anyway, so that's a whole
I
thing.
hate that shit.
And then
trying to
construction at the
relate.
new clinic. I'm meeting with HVAC people this week. Electrician is finishing up. And then we're still waiting on our damn permit. But the city of Chicago says they're just waiting on one more department. So it could be like any minute now, which is thankfully
Yay.
when we can schedule inspections and finish this shit up. 'Cause
New clinic.
that'll be super exciting. And then
Give us the fertility updates.
okay, yeah, you're like there was one update that I wanted, and
No, I appreciate appreciate all the other updates, but tell me what's going on with your eggs.
So I'm freezing.
Tell me what I really want to know.
If you've been listening to the pod, you know that I'm freezing my eggs this summer, and I am now entering my actual egg freezing cycle. So I had my pre-appointments at the end of May and mid-June, and then I had to wait for my period to then start birth control. So basically my clinic that I'm going through, they do cycles on certain dates for the freezing, for the egg retrievals. So my retrieval date is July 20th through the 24th is the window. So then they have to reverse engineer that. So I need to bleed by July 7th to have the right phase of my cycle be when I start the injections. So from my last period to that window, I had to be on birth control so that I could get my period at the right time. So I'm no longer on birth control. I'm on my period. I have my baseline appointment tomorrow, which will be July 7th. And then I start my injections on Thursday. And just, I'm giving you guys this background because I feel like I have heard so many people tell me like, oh, just freeze your eggs. Like it's 2 weeks. Even like on Summer House, Paige DeSorbo at one point was like, oh, I can't even find 2 weeks to freeze my eggs. It is not 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like I made my first appointment at the beginning of May, and when I got in there, they were like, how soon do you want to do it? We can get you started right away. And I was like, as soon as possible. I'd love to be done with this by peak summer. And this is moving on the fastest timeline allowable with my body. And maybe I had the least ideal cycle dates, but that would only throw it off by like 15 days max. So this is like a 2.5 month process at least. And I have to take 2 different injections every night from the 11th or from the 9th to whenever my retrieval is. So at least 11 days, at most 15 days. And then somewhere in that cycle, I have to go in for 3 ultrasounds before the 15th.
Transvaginal ultrasounds, correct?
Transvaginal ultrasounds and blood work. And so they test your levels. And then by that 3rd one, so I'm going in basically every other day starting next week, then they decide which retrieval window I'm going to be in based on what my follicles are doing. And if I need to take 1 trigger shot or 2, because I have 2 different ones prescribed. And one of them is a butt muscle injection, and then one of them is a belly one. So I take 2 belly shots every night that I have to manually mix. Like I had a call with this nurse, and she was like, okay, mix this one this way, and then do it this way, and like write with a Sharpie on this bag. I was like, am I a freaking pharmacist? What am I doing?
Literally. Amanda was like, I feel like I had to become an apothecary today.
Literally. And then I start another one on that like 3rd appointment. That one's like an 8-day one. Also at night, but if you miss the window by a half hour, you fuck up your whole cycle. So I have to like be really good about it. And then the trigger shot is exactly 36 hours before my retrieval, whatever day we decide. So it's an after midnight shot is what they said. So I have to like stay up late and do that one after midnight.
This doesn't sound like a good thing for someone with ADHD to do.
Tell me about it. And then I go in, they put you under twilight anesthesia. I have to start azithromycin, like a Z-Pack, the day before my retrieval.
Wow, you have to start a Z-Pack?
For a full week after I have to take it.
Wow.
So I'm like, yes, it's 2 weeks of injections, but then you're like coming off of hormones. You're on antibiotics. Oh my gosh. Like it's a whole thing. And then I find out day of how many eggs they get and then how many are mature and how many they're able to freeze. So the day of the retrieval, I'll find out all of that, and that'll help me decide if I need to do another cycle or not.
Yeah. So like on top of having to do all of this stuff, you also feel crazy because of all of the medications and the hormones and everything raging through your body.
I already felt crazy just on the birth control pill, which I haven't taken in so long, and it affected me so much.
Which I think we talked about last time.
We did talk about it last time. And then now I'm like, I don't know how these injections are going to be. But they were also like, so I always think the precaution of not working out is like a little BS. But she did explain it to me, and I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Because basically your ovary, like normally the size of a pea when you're not a normal like ovary size, whatever. The way that they're growing the follicles, like it can become as big as like a tennis ball.
Oh, wow.
Each ovary. So they're like making them really big so that you have as many follicles
as possible
with eggs in them to get out, to extract, I should say. And she was like, you're at higher risk of ovarian torsion, which is why we don't want you to do core work. And I was like, that does actually make sense.
Because usually we're like, why would you tell someone not to exercise?
Why would you tell someone not to exercise?
Being cautionary.
Cautious, yeah.
It's important for us to talk about this. We're using Amanda as a case study.
Yes.
Thank you. Because honestly, I was thinking about this. Remember the other day when we were sitting at friggin' the coffee shop?
for sure.
We were sitting at this coffee shop, Amanda and I, I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. We don't have to talk about it. Anyways, we're sitting in a coffee shop. We were doing podcast stuff where we were just like game planning, future episodes, making schedules, reaching out to guests and stuff like that. And we were doing a lot of planning, big business day for the gals. And we hear two girls yapping near us. And I hear just like, you know, I'm not eavesdropping, but I hear just like, oh, like fertility. Oh, like, why don't people talk about this? Oh, women's health stuff is never talked about, blah, blah. I hear those like trigger words for me and I'm like, ears perked up. And I like let it go because I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt. And then someone else actually comes up to them and was like, not to interrupt you guys, but like I overheard you talking about this. And like, here's my experience I've had with the same thing. And I was like, this is so freaking cute. And they were all like laughing. They're like, oh my God, I love women, like women helping women. And then me and Amanda both went up and we were like, not to interrupt, but we overheard you guys. And then we were telling them about the podcast and like all this stuff. But they pretty much were talking about like fertility journey and how you think it's going to be this like exciting thing. Like, I don't know what her situation was exactly, but I'm freezing my eggs. Like, this is so exciting. Like,
Yeah.
And then it's going to be 2 weeks and it's so quick. And then it's like this whole medical procedure and you become a pharmacist. And that's so, like, you literally were like, yeah, the nurse was like, don't hit your sciatic nerve. That's crazy to like think of as like a person that doesn't know anatomy, but
Right.
I know they instruct you and stuff, but you're literally like a compound pharmacy.
Literally.
So
again, those people, so there were like not many people in our section of the coffee shop and everyone was having the same conversation.
it was weird.
And then on top of that, I have multiple people close in my life that are talking about, and we hear our patients talk about this stuff all the time, but people trying to conceive or thinking about family planning or dealing with fertility stuff. And everyone has the same thought, which is like all of it just becomes so clinical.
Yeah, it does.
Like the second you're like, okay, now I want to make a baby. Like sex is now clinical.
That's
right?
the same thing. We're like, okay, we want to make a baby and you think it's going to be fun and exciting. And for some people it is. And it's like, whoa, we're pregnant. But then for a lot of people, like there's things that can happen. Like miscarriages can happen that people don't talk about a lot. And then maybe fertility issues. And then now you're doing IVF or IUI or all of these things that you didn't expect. And now having sex with your partner is very different than before. And it's not like this whole like beautiful love making and we're making a human and we're making a new step of our life. So,
Really good.
I don't know. We could talk more about this, but that's just an interaction Amanda and I had. And I think every episode we'll probably have Amanda give you a little update, like a little egg update, like a little eggy update.
I'll give you an eggy update.
And just to bring you through the process so that you guys are like, oh, like I've heard about what fertility, and it might be different for everyone, but like a standard process of like someone who is a pelvic floor therapist that knows a lot about, you know, like medicine, pelvic floor rehab, things like that. Like we're in the realm. And even this stuff is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I would say unexpectedly involved. I was like, and I was prepared. I'm like, listen, I can inject, I can put a needle. You really have to take your healthcare into your own hands with this stuff.
But we should do some more egg freezing episodes.
We'll do eggy updates.
But yeah, that was like our updates. My update was so exciting, but I mainly wanted you guys to hear Amanda's update.
Yours was exciting too.
Thanks.
It's
I know.
good to have bangs.
Thanks. My bangs also got a little thicker too.
Yeah, she's got thick bangs.
If you guys wanted to know. Well, we are getting a little off topic. Let's jump into like the main meat of the episode today.
All right.
So
I'm in.
I'm watching Off Campus right now, as is Amanda. And we actually are going to talk about it because I saw some pelvic floor related things occur in this episode that I think we could take this scene that we'll talk about in a second and analyze it and say what we think about it based on our perspectives of pelvic floor PTs. Amanda has beef with Off Campus first, so I'll let her rant about that and then we'll move on.
Okay, listen, I don't actually. So here's the thing. I like a bad show. I just need my expectations to be set from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can imagine when over 5 people told me it's like heated rivalry, but with straight people, I ended up a little pissed off when I started watching this show. And it was quite literally nothing like the masterpiece of heated rivalry, the cinematic fucking masterpiece that I needed to watch 5 times back to back. Off Campus, is a Disney Channel original movie that I would binge watch, and then like it's like a guilty pleasure every once in a while. It's fun, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, but that's my beef. You don't have to make something it isn't to enjoy it.
I didn't get the correlation to Heated Rivalry. Like when people recommended it to me, they didn't say that. They probably really wanted you to watch it, and then that got you.
Maybe.
Because I did tell you to watch it and you were like, I don't know. So I'm glad they did. But Off Campus, I love it because my expectations were set. They were like, it's really cheesy. Just so you know, it is like really cheesy. And I'm like, okay, set. But I love it. I was like giggling. I was like kicking my feet. I was like, I love this. Like, it's kind of like, it reminds me of some older rom-coms, like the initial theme of like how Hannah and Garrett meet, or their whole like setup of like their fake dating or whatever. So I love that part. And I was like, this is so cute. But there is one scene that I was watching and I was like, oh, maybe we should talk about this on the podcast, because I haven't really seen this type of scene represented in terms of like sex and like working with sexual trauma and like someone receiving an orgasm, a woman receiving an orgasm specifically. Like this isn't talked about on an episode. So yeah. And also, we're also talking about the show Off Campus. I know it's based on a book. I didn't read that.
I didn't either.
If the book scene is different, I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the actual show.
And this is a spoiler alert.
This will be a spoiler alert and trigger warning. There will be a little bit of talk about sexual assault, sexual trauma, because that's something that's mentioned in this scene that they go through. So if you're watching Off Campus, if you're a little bit ways through it, I forget which episode this is, but it's probably like 3 or 4, maybe 4.
It's around there. Yeah.
So if you're not there yet, maybe wait until watch this like next week or tomorrow after you binge the entire thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and talk about the scene.
Walk me through the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the scene I'm specifically talking about is Hannah, and Hannah is she's this music quote unquote nerd, I guess I'll say, because Garrett is fake dating her in order for her to tutor him.
And he's like a famous hockey player.
And he's a famous hockey player, and she's trying to get attention from this other guy she likes. Okay. So that's how they're like fake dating right now. That's their setup. And she's really good at singing, and she's trying to win this competition, whatever. So she's starting to get the attention from this guy that she actually likes. But Hannah is like, oh, wait, there's actually coming up to a time where I might have sex with this person I actually like. And I'm realizing that I haven't had an orgasm with someone else either ever or since this incident happened, and then she discloses an incident of sexual trauma that happened to her in college, I think, or maybe in high school in her hometown. So she tells Garrett about the sexual trauma she experienced, and she's like, I haven't had an orgasm with a partner. I really want to be able to have an orgasm if I end up having sex with this person I like. And she's pretty much like, Garrett, can you give me an orgasm? Like, I want you to give me an orgasm. And he's like, whoa, whatever.
He's like, okay.
Okay. So here, were you expecting anything? Like when she asked him what were you expecting him to like say and do?
I was expecting him to agree. I was not expecting what happened to happen.
Yeah. Like
the way he ends up doing it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually the show's turning point for me, where I was like, okay, I like it.
No, I was like, I was nervous. I was like, oh God, how is this going to like backfire? And like, I'm going to hate this now. So we'll talk this through and we'll kind of analyze it and kind of relate it to real life. Like, I know this is fictional, but we'll relate it to real life because I think it's good to have this representation of things because this is real life stuff that people are dealing with. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what Garrett does, he's like, okay, like we can do this. Like, I'll do this with you. And he doesn't seem uncomfortable right away. He's like, okay, deal, pretty much. I think it's called like the deal or something, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, he actually goes to his friend Dean, the blonde in the show, and he asks his friend for like advice on giving a woman an orgasm. And when Dean asks like, oh, why is Hannah a virgin? Like whatever, he doesn't disclose any of the trauma. What I was nervous he was going to say like, oh, Hannah experienced this whatever situation and like something was going to backfire, but he didn't mention any of that. He was like, no, like I just need like a tip because I really want to give her an orgasm. Right. And okay, so what were your thoughts on that? Similar?
I loved that.
I loved that too.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts on it though, from a writing standpoint. His character development came out of fucking nowhere.
No, literally.
I was like,
you're so right.
This is where I'm like, okay, like now you're just not a douchebag. Like the whole show leading up to this point, all he's like talking about is how hot he is and how everyone likes it. And I'm like, you're just kind of a douchebag, and then you become like the sweetest person on earth. And it's obviously because he like likes her, but I'm like, I don't know.
But still, he was like immediately a douchebag, and then like stalked her on Instagram a little bit, and then was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like such a baddie now.
His one friend, I forget his name, the nice guy,
the blonde one.
No, long hair.
Oh, the guy who works on cars.
He's the one that like you're rooting for up until this point because he's so sweet. Like he has consideration from the beginning. So this character development just like flips like a switch. But I do obviously like that Garrett did that in this scene.
Yes. So he went up for advice because he's like, what do I do? He didn't like chat GPT it or something. Great. Love that. And then this is another thing that surprised me. I was worried. I was expecting like some American Pie type shit. So I don't know if you've seen American Pie.
Yeah, a while ago.
Do you remember I watched it a lot. I don't know. So I remember it specifically, but there's this scene in American Pie where he's trying to learn how to go down on his girl, and he finds like the book, and his brother's like, here's the book of all the secrets on how to go down on a woman, and it's like blah blah blah. Or even in Friends, they're like, how do you go down on someone and make someone come? It's like 7 7 7. Like we all know that's not real,
right?
Like that's not what it's like. It's not some magic trick that someone has up their sleeve. I was worried that Dean, with the character he's perceived to be, was going to be that kind of douche and like just be like, oh, let me show you this trick with my tongue, like here's how you want to do it. Instead, he was like, okay, here's the secret, man. You just need to get her comfortable and make sure she's relaxed.
Boom.
I had chills. I have chills right now. Look.
Wow, you do.
I was like, what? They're actually talking about how like one of the best secrets in order to be able, for a woman specifically, or people with vaginas to have an orgasm is like to get out of their head and to relax. It's not some like mind-blowing secret where you have to be the best, you have to have the hugest dick in the room. Like you have to have some secret method or like experience from your brother, learning from your brother. I'm trying to reference American Pie, but
oh my God. Yeah, so true.
Okay. So yeah, I really liked that part.
Yep.
Of the scene.
That was great too.
I don't remember. Does he mention anything else?
I don't think so.
I think he's pretty much just like, she needs to be comfortable. She needs to be relaxed. That's it, dude. Like, that's really it. Make sure she's comfy. And then he's like, noted. So fast forward, Hannah shows up to his room and she's like in a tight dress. Like she's super like uncomfortable. Like you can tell she's like nervous. And then the first thing he does is like, here, let's get you into something comfortable. Like, he's like taking the advice from his friend. And then they like initiate sex, right? So were you nervous at this point?
I wasn't nervous. I just, I didn't know if it was going to be like a, wow, that worked because he's the right partner right away. Yeah. Like you didn't know what it was going to be, right?
Like he like just is so good, and she was so turned on by him because she likes him so much.
Yeah.
So pretty much what happens after like Garrett talks to his friends, which I was very happy that situation went that way. I mean, I'm not saying this is the best interaction ever. Maybe he shouldn't even gone to his friends. Maybe he should have tried to figure out himself, but I wasn't mad about this scene. And then when they actually initiate sex, he isn't trying to make it all about his ego and trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to do this crazy trick. Like he's just trying to make her comfortable. So I really like that. And he's really just trying to figure out what works best for her. Then they start having sex, and then she's like, I'm ready. Let's do this. But you can see that she's like visibly getting uncomfortable. But I think she's trying to like fake it, or, you know, try to pretend like she's getting close, or pretend she's enjoying it when in reality she looks like visibly uncomfortable.
They don't actually have sex though.
Maybe it's the warm up.
Yeah, it's just warm.
It like looks like they are, but I don't think they're actually.
He's like on top of her, but he's not penetrating.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're like, he's on top of her, and she's like, you know, obviously like getting turned on, but also doesn't seem fully real, which that's great.
She starts
acting.
Yeah, she starts like having a visceral reaction from her past trauma, which we see in patients all the time.
Exactly.
And it was very, very accurate to what someone could experience in those moments.
Yeah, and it might not be for everyone, right? This is just how it's represented here. And he's checking in with her, which is good. And then he's like, are you sure you're okay? And she's like, yeah, let's just keep going, which we see a lot too. I see this with even doing like internal work with patients. When I'm doing internal and I see that a patient is visibly like bracing or just like nervous, and they're like, let's just do it. I just want to get the assessment over with, whatever. I'm like, we can't do this. This is not going to work. You're telling me, yes, this is the important distinction between, what am I trying to say?
It's
the word that starts with a C.
Consent. It's an important distinction what consent really is.
Exactly.
There's verbal consent and like physical consent. It's important. In clinical practice, we are taught, you know, you should always be able to see your patient's face when you're touching them so you can read their expression.
Yes.
Because that tells you a lot too.
Exactly. Literally, LOL that I forgot the word consent for a second.
I thought you were trying to say something else.
Nar.
Yeah, you just forgot the word.
No, I just forgot the word for reals. So yeah, it's a good representation, or is an example of a representation of how, yes, she's verbally consenting, yes, but her body is saying no. And it's not an enthusiastic yes, which her body language is a part of that communication, then it is a no. So he stopped, which thank God. So I'm still like on board now. I'm like, okay, how are they going to approach this next? Like, are they going to try again? Like, what are they going to do? So she obviously can't get comfortable. He's like asking her what she's feeling. She's like, this is what happens every single time. Like, I just can't get there. I get too in my head. I don't know. I don't remember the exact situation. So he doesn't just say like, okay, let's try again. Or like, okay, just relax. Okay, let's drink wine. Like, he's not trying any of these like basic techniques we hear all the time from doctors. He pivots and tries like this new technique, which I didn't expect. So do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. She was actually going to say like, let's go for it again.
Yeah. She was like, no, let's do it.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm not going to make you come. And she was like, what? And he's like, but I want you to make you come and show me. And so then he sits across from her. She's on the bed. He sits in a chair across the room. And he was like, you show me and I'll show you. So then they start taking their clothes off, and they don't break eye contact while they're like taking their clothes off. And honestly, it's so hot, this scene.
I really enjoyed this scene.
I have not seen this portrayed in a college age show.
It was more
like this.
Mature.
It was cool. And he like took the lead. She felt comfortable following him. Her body language was visibly different from the scene prior when they were trying to have sex. And then eventually she has an orgasm, and they like come at the same time, and it's, you know, cute in Hollywood and all that. And then he like lays down next to her on the bed, and she's like, oh my gosh, I did it. Thank you. And he was like, no, thank you. That was amazing. And like, that was her aha moment. And her realization that like that can look different for her.
Dude, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
I was very happy with this. And it's not like this is like he fixed her or something.
Right.
And I really like that. And I'm pretty sure he did say this, like, I'm not going to make you come. Like, he kind of took the pressure off of like having an orgasm when their whole like deal that they were doing was like, we're going to make her have an orgasm. That is so stressful to walk into a situation, because you're trying to force it. You're going to try to force it.
Well, and the change in language is important, because she was like, I need you to give me an orgasm. She's trying to override her internal fear around it. Whereas he was like, no, actually, you're going to give you an orgasm, and you're going to allow me to be a part of that. But you know what you're doing. And this is the advice we give patients. Like, this is like literally a return to sex protocol that we would give someone coming from a traumatic past. And there might be other steps along the way, and manual therapies and things like that, and other homework. But that was a great pivot, a great modification of sex, where it's like, okay, we're still doing it together, but in a way where your body feels safe, so you know you can get there.
Exactly. Yeah. So an important note I wrote down is that I'll say word for word so I don't mess it up, but it's a good experience because the orgasm isn't linked to like Garrett magically fixing her, like I said, or like trying that crazy technique, like I said before too, but it's because she's feeling safe, listened to, and not judged. So the communication, the act of communication was really important, like picking up on the body language, like the communication. We always say like our biggest tip for people when they talk about like, how do I get an orgasm? Like with my partner, like things like that, like they're really struggling. Yeah, there can be these musculoskeletal things, maybe a history of trauma, like in this case, things like that we have to work through. Maybe a sex therapist is needed, maybe some pelvic floor PT. But then a lot of times there's too, like that people just like really do lack is the communication portion. Communication is not something that is often seen in college shows because I mean, I was terrible at that when I was in college. I wasn't communicating shit. I was just like, oh, I just want to be the best. I don't know. So I thought that was really cool representation. And then another note too is that it tried to shift from being goal oriented, like of you give me an orgasm. It was like, let's feel good together and you just show me how you feel good. You know, took the pressure off.
Totally.
Any other notes from that?
Yeah, I think that pretty much nails it.
Yeah, I think it helped too with overall her like body awareness was taken off of like, okay, let me just concentrate and try to have an orgasm. It was more of like, okay, let me touch myself because that makes me feel safe versus maybe another person might not make me feel safe maybe it's because of the trauma experience. Maybe it's because of other things too. But for whatever reason, you don't feel safe with someone else trying to make you have an orgasm right now. But it is a step closer because you're in the same room with someone. They're watching you have an orgasm, which is a very, very intimate thing, if not even more intimate, some may say.
I would say for a lot of people, that would feel more intimate because it's not what they're used to.
No.
Yeah, it like connects the dots between I'm fully solo and I'm fully being touched by someone else. But it also, that is what is so important about the body's reaction to things versus your mindset. So many people want this. They want to have an orgasm. They want their partner to touch them. If your body says no, your body is going to remember that sensation. So people are always like astounded that you can actually develop a physical symptom from a past experience like that. But the show really portrays that well. Yeah. And I really liked that because I don't see that a lot.
I did like it. Even with it being such a lighthearted show, like we delved into this situation a lot deeper because like I said, we don't see this kind of representation often. You'll see like people experiencing sexual trauma and then it's like, I don't know, some big traumatic thing that doesn't really get resolved or gets resolved in an incorrect way. So I thought that was a good way to like approach it. And I haven't finished the show yet, so I don't know what happens later on with Garrett and Hannah, but I'm literally just talking about this one scene. But I think it's important to talk about because a lot of people, like what Amanda was saying, do feel completely broken, like they're never going to have an orgasm again. And there's so many strategies that you can do other than just trying to force it with someone. Yeah. And it might take proper communication. It might take a lot of pelvic floor PT work. It might take sex therapy, a combo of those. But this is something that is doable that people can work on.
Totally.
So
I'm glad we talked about that.
Yeah.
Wow. Who knew this show that made me so angry at first?
Yeah.
Would be a good talking point.
No, literally. And I think another important thing to note too is it's not saying like, oh, this one situation may have fixed her and now she's all good. Right. No more trauma. Like there's this in real life is ebb and flow. And flow. Like you might have good days, you might have bad. There might be a situation that triggers you more or whatever it is. Like it's something to continuously work on, whether it's with a partner, with your therapist, things like that. So if you guys want us to talk a little bit more into this kind of stuff, let us know. But yeah, that's our deep dive into off campus for you.
Woohoo.
Of that scene. Let us know if you liked an episode like this, okay?
Yeah. And if you did, send us an episode from a show that you're specifically thinking of that you're like, that would be cool for us to analyze.
Yeah.
I like it.
And we're not saying this is a perfect situation. We're just pointing out things we liked and our reviews as pelvic floor PTs, okay? People that work with people that have had issues surrounding orgasms or pain with intercourse or history of trauma.
Yes.
All right. I think that closes us off today.
I think that closes us off. Can I say one other thing I really like about off campus? I haven't seen a show with a rack like that in a minute.
Yeah, dude.
Really good.
There was like random nudity. Not random,
like the
but like I
penises?
didn't expect there to be that much nudity. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. Some good looking bodies in this show.
No, everyone is gorgeous in this show.
Everyone's gorgeous.
Yeah, everyone is hot AF.
It's crazy.
Hot AF.
So you could watch for that reason also.
We didn't mention this, but we have a babe light now. Can you see it?
Hannah and I are thinking when one of us has something like really important or like a really hot take, we're going to bring the light over and we're going to do a babe take.
Babe light.
Babe light.
Babe take, something like that.
And then this is my talking light. So when I'm holding it, Hannah shuts up.
I shut the fuck up.
She shuts up. And when she's holding it, I shut up and we pay attention.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
It's an important take. This actually might be more useful than I thought.
This is our talking stick.
Yeah, no, literally. Okay, well.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in on this late night that we are recording.
Please leave us 5 stars if you're loving the pod.
Let us know. Oh my God.
Want your feedback.
Sorry, take the babe light. I need to stop.
All right, I'm taking the babe light for this.
Babe light.
Please leave us a review if you're loving the podcast. With a comment is awesome because then we can hear your feedback. 5 stars really helps us expand our reach, so that would be amazing if you could do that. And make sure you're following us on social media at The Pelvic Freak Show, where you can submit a comment, a story, or tell us what you want to hear next on the pod.
Babe lights passed to me. Let us know your thoughts on off campus, okay?
Yes.
And comment on this episode what you thought, because we respond to comments. We'll respond to your comment. Like literally, if you comment right now, we will respond. Like we'll talk to you.
Us in the flesh.
No, literally us. It's just me and Amanda. It's just us two girl bossing. Okay. We don't have any team here. We're doing it on our own. So leave a message in our DMs. We will respond to you as well. It might take us like a business day, but we will get to you. All right.
All right.
We are signing off. Bye, pelvic freaks.
Bye, pelvic freaks.